Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I'm Dr. Gonzalez and today we are discussing the following topics. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and get started. The parts of a cell, just as a reminder, are three major components. The first one is the plasma membrane, which remember is the structure that protects or envelopes the rest of the cell. We also have cytoplasm, which essentially is everything that is inside of the cell membrane, such as the organelles and the liquid medium, which we know as the cytosol. So essentially it's everything except for the DNA, and the DNA, it's located inside of the nucleus in the form of structures that we call chromosomes. Sometimes they are uncoiled and sometimes they are coiled into the full form of chromosomes. And some of the organelles inside of the cytoplasm include the mitochondria, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, peroxisomes, etc. Now the plasma membrane, the structure is about 45% lipids, 50% proteins, and 5% carbohydrates. These lipids are arranged in a bilayer with peripheral proteins attached and integral proteins extending through the membrane. Also, in terms of the primary functions, the plasma membrane provides a barrier for the cell, and it also regulates the movement of materials in and out of the cell. Cells. We are so small that humans won't find us. Humans invent the microscopes. Cells. Hey guys, I'm gonna make a quick stop right now so that you can like this video if you're enjoying it, and also subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. If you're already a subscriber, then thank you so much, and let's just go ahead and continue. Now, because the plasma membrane is primarily composed of lipids, which makes it hydrophobic, it makes this membrane selectively permeable barrier. In other words, some substances will be freely crossing the membrane, others require assistance to cross this membrane, and some substances will not be able to cross it at all. Diffusion is the simplest means by which substances can cross the membrane. This process occurs when a solute, in this case I have drawn here some examples of solutes. So when a solute moves from an area of high concentration, like in this case at the top, from an area to low concentration or down its concentration gradient, this is what diffusion means. So in other words, diffusion, it's a passive process and it does not require any energy at all. Now, in some cases, molecules such as water, oxygen, and steroid hormones are able to freely cross the cell membrane and move down the concentration gradient by simple diffusion. So in this example, I have drawn these circles representing molecules such as water, oxygen, or steroid hormones. In other cases, molecules such as ions, glucose, and amino acids that are not able to independently diffuse across the membrane may still move down the concentration gradients by facilitated diffusion, which means they will move with the assistance of a channel or transport protein, such as this one in this example. So I have drawn these squares here to represent molecules such as glucose or amino acids. And so with the assistance of a channel or transport protein, they can cross the cell membrane. Doctor, making money by curing people. White blood cells. You guys are getting paid? Osmosis is a special case of diffusion, and for it to occur, remember that there must be a selectively permeable membrane, which is permeable to some molecules but impermeable to others, as we have mentioned before. And if the concentration of the two solutions on the two sides of the membrane is different, then a concentration gradient exists for both water, which is the solvent, and the solid. As with all forms of diffusion, each substance will attempt to diffuse down its concentration gradient. However, water is freely passable through special channels called aquaporins, and for that I wrote the definition here at the bottom. And aquaporins will allow water to diffuse from the side with a lower solid concentration, which is the hypotonic solution, towards the side with the higher solid concentration, which is the hypertonic solution, in an attempt to reach equilibrium by diluting the hypertonic solution. Eventually, if enough water is able to diffuse across the membrane, the molecules become evenly distributed and in equal concentrations on either side of the membrane. Then the solutions are isotonic and there is no further net movement from one side of the membrane to the other. So in this example, you can see that this would be the isotonic solution. However, since molecules of solid and solvent are always in motion, water will continue to cross the membrane, but there is no net charge in the concentration. An easy rule of thumb, for example, to remember is that when osmosis occurs, water will always move from the hypotonic solution towards the hypertonic solution in an attempt to make both solutions isotonic. And remember that hypotonic solutions, you have the definition here at the bottom, hypotonic solutions will be named for lower solid concentration, because remember hypo means less than, and there's going to be higher water concentration. Remember, water is the solvent. And on the other hand, on hypertonic solutions, these are named for higher solid concentration. Hyper, remember, means greater than, and there's going to be lower water concentration. Remember, again, water is the solvent. Removing the scab on your wound, your blood platelets that have been working for days. Active processes require an input of energy in the form of ATP to drive the movement across the plasma membrane. The energy is needed to transport substances against a concentration gradient, that is, from a region of low concentration to a region of high concentration. And in total, this process is known as active transport. And if you like this video and you want to know more information about related topics, click on the card on top of this video or wait at the end of this video to check more suggested videos. And that is it for today. Thank you for watching. Once again, please like this video because that really will help me with the YouTube algorithm to spread the word to other health professionals and students just like you. And that's it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment if you have any questions or suggestions. All right. Thank you, guys.